Hey y'all, and welcome to It's Gamma's World. Today we are making tuna fish salad from scratch. No canned tuna, fresh tuna from the butcher. Okay, so welcome to It's Gamma's World again. Please hit that like button, and if you are not subscribed, please go ahead and subscribe. Come back, check out the content, and I hope to see you in a live stream, comment of a video, or post or short. Okay, let's get started. I have white ground pepper. I do like to mix all of my seasonings in one little bowl. So I'm going to also add my garlic powder, as much as you think you need, season to your liking. Next, I'm going to use some lemon pepper. With the lemon pepper, I like to use that because it has lemon in it, and I normally like lemon on my fish. So I like to use lemon pepper. And this is lemon pepper that I actually got from Home Goods. Yeah, Home Goods. I almost forgot where I got it from. Yeah, Home Goods. That's where I got it from. So it's like supposed to be some kind of gourmet lemon pepper, right? Okay, so I'm going to add that to the dish here. And I'm also going to use some of Tabitha Brown's Sunshine all-purpose seasoning. I heard that she's going to be discontinuing her seasoning. I hope that's not true. I like her seasoning. And I still got to get some of that very good garlic. I never found that in the stores yet, y'all. I might have to order it from somewhere. But next, I'm just going to mix those together. When I mix the seasonings in a bowl like this or in a little container like this, it makes me feel like I'll have an even distribution of seasoning on whatever I'm cooking. So this is the way I like to season it. Then if I feel like I need more, I'll make another mix and I'll add it, okay? But I think this might be enough, so I'm going to add this to the entire front, back, and side of the fillet of fish that I got. It's a ahi tuna is what I'm using. It is a little darker than it should be, but I was told that that's okay. It's normally a little pinker than that. It is not too much like the ones that I saw prior to me trying this. It's not as bright as a salmon. It's a little bit deeper of a red or a burgundy or something like that. So I'm going to just blend this seasoning in really well on both sides. The sides are kind of thick. This is kind of like a 1.5 inch thick cut. They were already pre-cut. And I think that's kind of like normal for when you purchase tuna fish from the butcher. Okay, so I'm just going to spread this out on the parchment paper to make sure that I get those sides because they're so thick. It's almost like I have to make sure I go in and get those sides separately from just seasoning, okay? So I'm just doing that, making sure that all of the sides have the seasoning on there because I want it to be well seasoned. Y'all, this is my very first time trying to make homemade, or maybe I shouldn't say homemade, but like a fresh tuna salad without using the canned tuna. This is a fillet of tuna, ahi tuna, from the store, and I'm going to use that instead of using the can, y'all. And if this works out, I will be definitely having this as a substitution for using that can. I'm trying to get away from canned goods, y'all. So that's one of the things that would help me to get away from canned goods. Some things just come in a can, like tomato paste just come in a can, or what else? Like black olives just come in a can. And so some things I have to get, but if I don't have to get it, I want to substitute it. Now, before we go on, again, welcome to It's Gamma's World. Please go ahead and hit that like button. Subscribe if you haven't. This channel is supported by Super Chat, Super Stickers, and Super Thanks if you catch this replay, and they are all appreciated. Okay, we're going to move on to oiling the pan. Now, y'all, I'm editing this video with the voice. Now, I did think I was going to start in a pan. I was going to pan fry it because that's what I was told to do on some of the recipes that I saw. But I forgot that I was in a chat, and I can't remember the person who told me to do this, but they said, no, don't do that. Use your air fryer. But I had already poured this into the pan. So I said, okay, that's okay. I could just go ahead and take this and use it to brush onto the fillets and go ahead and put it inside of the air fryer. So, but I'm just showing you this because this is another alternative way to prepare your tuna if you want to do a fresh tuna salad using fresh tuna, you can also use a grill pan of this sort. Okay. Now I am going to go ahead and use this oil that I've already poured out and go ahead and brush that onto the salmon on both sides and the edges because they're pretty thick. Like I said, it's like a cut 1.5 inches. Okay. So we're going to get that all brushed so that we can put it directly into the air fryer. I am not going to use an air fryer liner because I want the air with the hot air or however it cooks up in there. I'm trying to make sure it gets a more even cook and it's able to get into the bottom of the piece of tuna. So since the tuna is already oiled, I am not going to put any sprays or anything into the air fryer basket. I'm just going to go ahead and put the tuna directly onto the bottom of the air fryer basket, okay? Both sides have already been seasoned and oiled, and you can use the oil of your choice: olive oil, avocado oil, vegetable oil, whatever you choose to use for your oil for your piece of tuna. So both of these fit right in there together, so I didn't have to use my other side of my air fryer, just this one basket, which is good. Now, I was told to cook this on 8 minutes per side. So I'm not sure. I'm going to go ahead and check just to see to make sure that 8 minutes is okay with my air fryer because truly air fryers can be like an oven. It can be a little bit of a difference in the cook time. Okay, and while I'm getting this prepared to go inside of the air fryer, comment below and tell me if you have ever used fresh tuna for your tuna salad. And if you do and you have a secret ingredient, let us know. Let our sister know. Let us know so we can try it out too. Okay, this is one side, and this is 6 minutes. I was told 8 minutes, and I chose to keep an eye on it. And this is at 6 minutes on one side. So I'm going to go ahead and do another 5 to 6 minutes on this side. I don't want to cook it too much. If I was making a different dish, this would be like perfect. But because it's tuna salad, I don't think that I'm looking for like too much of a crisp on it because I want it to be more of like the traditional tuna salad. This is how it came out. So they did suggest that you let it set for a minute or even if you wanted to refrigerate it. So I've had it out for about maybe 15 minutes. I did a rough chop. Y'all, I thought I videoed the chop. Lord, I probably thought I pushed record or didn't. Okay. Well, I gave it a rough chop. I didn't want it too tiny, but I didn't want it too big either. So these bite-sized pieces was good enough for me. So I'm going to put that in a bowl so that we can mix all of the rest of the ingredients inside of the bowl, okay? So we're going to start with our Duke's mayonnaise. Now, let me know if y'all use Duke's. I learned about Duke's about maybe 2 years ago. I was always using Miracle Whip, and then I went over to Kraft mayonnaise. Then I went over to Hellman's, and now I'm in love with Duke's. They say Duke's comes from the South. So when they told me it comes from the South, I say, okay, I know they know what they're doing. So I've been doing Duke's ever since then. So I'm going to go ahead and put about 3 large heaping tablespoons in this because I have some eggs to go in here and all of that. So, that's going to take some of that mayonnaise up. It's going to take some of the mayonnaise up. So I want to have enough in there, but I don't want to put too much because tuna fish actually dries out after a day or so. So it'll be a little drier tomorrow. And I'm going to eat on this for about 3 days, okay? So look at that. I'm just going to fold that in. I'm not going to do like a really hard stir because I don't want the pieces to get much smaller. So I'm just kind of going to fold that into the mayonnaise. So I don't have to do much more seasoning because I tried to put enough seasoning on the meat so that I don't have to come back in with too much more seasoning. Of course, I'll try it out to see what I need to add to taste. Okay, so let me fold this in using a rubber spatula. That always makes it a little bit easier. So now the first thing I'm going to add is my 3 chopped eggs. Okay, so these are 3 eggs that I chopped. Oh, wait, was it 4? I'm sorry, I think it was 4. I'm sorry, 4. I used 4 eggs. This was a pretty big piece of tuna, so I used 4 eggs. I know for the small cans of tuna, I usually do 1 egg per can. This equaled out to me to be about 3 cans of that, maybe 4 cans of the small. So I use 4 eggs. So I'm going to just fold those eggs in there. Now, next, I will be using a Dijon mustard. Comment below if you guys use yellow mustard or Dijon mustard. I know I get people who use both. So, for this recipe, I'm going to use the Dijon mustard. There has been times where I would use the yellow mustard, but most of the time that's if I don't have a Dijon mustard. But I made sure that I had Dijon mustard ready for this recipe. I'm using about a tablespoon and a half, maybe 2 tablespoons of this Dijon mustard, okay? Now we're going to give that a good mix. Again, we don't have to worry about too much seasoning because we've already seasoned our tuna. So I'm just going to fold that in good, make sure the mustard is spread evenly throughout the dish. Here I'm going to add a splash of lemon, not the juice from an entire half of a lemon. I'm just going to give it like a quick squeeze because I just think that will give it a more fresher taste to the tuna salad. Even more so if this was canned. So I definitely wanted to use some lemon in this. Now, I like pickled jalapenos. I know a lot of people like raw, but I really like pickled jalapenos. So I have those chopped up and in the little bowl. I think I probably use, I'm going to say about 2 tablespoons. That may be between 2 and 3 tablespoons because I like the pickled flavor of the spice that the hot pickled jalapenos in the jar gives. So I always use that for my tuna fish. And I don't want to do too many things different from how I make my traditional tuna salad, okay? Here I have the relish, the sweet relish. I say that will be about 2 tablespoons, heaping tablespoons of the sweet relish. That gives it its sweetness so you don't have to add sugar. I know some people add sugar. Bell pepper here already chopped. I like bell pepper in my tuna fish. I know some people use celery. I don't think I've ever used celery in my tuna fish, but I do like a little bell pepper and red onion chopped small. I don't like to be chopping down on a big old pieces of bell pepper, big old pieces of onion. That's not my thing. So when I do chop my veggies to go into my tuna salads, they are chopped really small. Okay, we're going to go ahead and just fold that in to make sure that all of the ingredients are evenly distributed. This is going to be so good, y'all. I'm telling y'all, it's going to be so good. So comment below and let me know if you feel like you will, if you haven't, try using fresh tuna, ahi tuna, or any type of tuna of your choice to make you a fresh tuna salad. And if y'all do, y'all make sure y'all come back in this comment or any of my comments and let me know how it turned out and if you think you would go back to canned tuna. Especially when the tuna only took like 6 minutes on each side. Like 12 minutes, the fresh tuna can be done. All right, here. So now everything is pretty much done. I don't have to add anything else. That's my tuna salad. But I just wanted to show you a couple of ways that I'm going to be eating my tuna salad. So, again, comment below how you eat your tuna. Do you eat it on bread? Do you eat it on crackers? Do you eat it by itself? Do you eat it with pretzels? Do you eat it with chips? Do you eat it with a sub? Tell me how you eat your tuna fish. Okay, look at that, y'all. See, it wasn't too soupy. It's not dry. I think it came out to be like the perfect consistency. I like that. Let me let you guys get a closer look. And again, go ahead and like and subscribe if you already haven't. So take a look at this, y'all. It's going to be good. It's going to be good, y'all. Okay, so the first way I'm going to show you is that I bought these pretzel bun sliders, slider buns. And so I'm going to put a little bit of tuna fish on each one to show you that you can make, if you have a little party or if for yourself or for your family, you can make some little tuna fish pretzel bun sliders. And this bread is so moist, so good. If you've had pretzel bread before, you already know about it. You know exactly what I'm talking about. So you can go ahead and make these little sliders. Okay, that's one way that you can prepare your tuna fish. Then I'm going to tell you a second way. Let's see, let's get this saucer. We can just simply scoop some of that tuna fish onto a plate, saucer, bowl, whatever you want to use. And then we can just grab some crackers of your choice. These are like a saltine garlic cracker, but you can use a Ritz cracker, club cracker, wheat thin, or whatever your favorite cracker may be. Now, a third way that I'll be using this tuna fish is to make a sandwich. So I'm trying to stay away from so much bread. So I'm going to be using these sandwich thins made by Brownberry. They don't make these in white bread. This is honey wheat. And those are really good. So if you haven't tried those, go ahead and try them. They are so good. They have a little oatmeal on the top of them, and they're really good. So try them if you have not already. This is the third way I plan on eating my tuna fish. So we had the crackers, then the pretzel buns, and now the sandwich thins. So comment below which one you like best between the three. Again, thanks so much for coming in to see this recipe for fresh tuna salad with ahi tuna out of the can. No canned tuna. We are going to do fresh tuna around these parts. Thank y'all.